Hey, NASDOG, where you get the best dope on the markets. I'm just going to jump into this. We got Pete Hegseth in the background. Let's listen. Oh, okay. All right. So, today is the last day of the month. It is here. We just went up here. Here's how my level right here. See this? It's automatically programmed in for you. 27,435 even. What was the high? 435.75. You know, you priced exactly at it. You got filled. And, and here's a 100-point break. This is, $200 on the minis? And here in the top right-hand corner here, let's check out silver, okay? Yesterday I was talking about the 71.77. Made an early low here. We came over here in the, whatever it was, the Fed meeting, and it was ridiculous that silver should have any kind of that big of a, but the hype was high, meaning fade it, okay, or here, just buy, because there was here, look at this, the biggest volume bar right there. Right there. These were the biggest ones in here, and they were the biggest ones here. So you had liquidation here, okay, and then we get a bounce, and look at this. So we get a decent sized bounce, and this thing still looks like garbage. Anyway, right here, little head and shoulders here, okay? If you're playing, and actually I think I got something priced right here, so this will be live for someone else. And your stop, see right here, 73.27. If you're trading here, now what was this last bar's low? 73.48. Oops. Hang on, okay, hang on. I'm sorry. Okay, here, you can see it a little closer here. Okay, so this is your little head, this is your shoulder is your neckline, and we're right here. Okay, we get back under here. Listen, these are big. It's the end of the month. We could make a run for this, okay, on the downside. So around 72, if you're looking to buy this and you think this is the low here, and then this 71.24 is really 71.33 because I canceled an order to buy it at 33 and 31 was the low for somebody else, okay, because we were still breaking like this right here, okay, you're right here and you just can't catch it, okay, so we've been breaking and we come back down to the powder blues, and then here you got to go through it, these are big players right here, but here somebody sold a boatload, okay, so now here we have a little head and shoulders. Here, you can buy it right here. Just buy it right here with a 25-cent stop, okay? Let's go to gold here. By the way, the silver and gold are silver and crude oil. Today's day 9 in silver one way, and today's day 9 in crude oil the other way, okay? One was up, one was down, and it was a pattern, okay? And those would be what my 7s are printing. We're looking at gold. Okay, so I have some new for if you're bottom fishing, okay? I have a new set of numbers right here, and here is this red right here. See this red? This was yesterday's low, 25.30, 22.20, you're filled. And then here, look at this, okay? See this light green? It's kind of like a soft, I don't know if it's fluorescent. Those green ones, those are fluorescent, I call them. Okay, see how it starts right here, and then this one starts right here. Okay, this one over here is the low yesterday, and this one over here is the high, and it was also the high of this bar. When we broke through it, okay, that becomes, and ignore that, it wasn't live back here. Okay, and then we come down into some other bigger levels. See how they extend over here? These are larger levels. Okay, this is gold, okay? So, and then you have some lines right here, okay? Some of these lines have been coming straight down, okay? We're just looking at the chart. Don't look at the price, okay? Because my levels are, or can be, exact. And if they're not, you have to use risk management. So you use these as pivots. Here you got 2 bars up here at it, okay? What is this? Oh, this is a 240-minute chart, okay? So these are big players that are using this, because 240 minutes, you got like, I don't know, 2,500, 5,000 futures contracts on, This is, those Those players would be looking at some kind of chart like this, or the large traders, you know, or the large specs in the futures market, you know. I came from the trading pits. I was a pit trader my entire life. And I started at 13. So, okay, so here what we have in gold here. Now we got one of these formations, okay, we'll just ignore it for right now, but it's more or less a reversal to the downside. These would be some numbers here. And then just in case, I was talking about the central banks having to sell for some, this is a big disruption here in Europe with like 100, if they're talking $120 crude, that's a big fucking disruption. That's a big disruption, okay? They're absolutely, that's why Iran is going to fall here momentarily. Hang on. In a second, okay, here, take a glance here. This is crude oil. Pause this video here if you want. All right, so here, this is something of interest. And that would be, you know, that Paul Tudor Jones was who I worked for in 1990. And Resume was the 1987 crash and catching the Nikkei, either the Nikkei or the Hang Seng. Oh, yeah, we should look at that. Anyway, this is a yen move here. Explosion in volume, okay? Do you think that's him? Is that a billionaire doing this position? Anyway, okay, so here, if you're just blind or you've been thinking about buying yen, you know, this might be, you know, it appears it's the start of something, okay? And of those, you know, you make an educated decision. This would be just kind of like my little sequence right here. I know there's a lot of zeros. That's why I stopped charting it because like Trump said, the Asian nations, all they do is they devalue their currencies, okay? Well, that might be coming to an end, you know? It might have come to an end here, so we'll see. This would be for a long term, okay? Okay, so I just have something here. Gold just traded 46.18. This is cattle here, trend line off some highs here, 2 days in a row here, all right? If you get back under this olive at 241, okay, this is another thing. You're just looking at a chart, okay? These are these custom trend lines here, okay? These are custom trend lines, okay? Just another tool here that looks like people are following here. You got a 7 here. That's cattle, and those are all-time highs prices, okay? And that's an intraday chart. Oh, this one right here, this is a monthly. Okay, so we took out last year's high. We're right up here, 243. What is that? 244 and a half, call it. Okay, no, so today's high was just under that. It's an area to watch. Double top, or you go up there and you don't attract any buyers, you know. So, and then back over here underneath there. Oh, yeah, what do hogs look like? Okay, this was an area down here to buy hogs. Okay, we won't waste time here. All right, so now all these markets are wound up here. This is soybeans, okay? You can see I got a couple of these olives here. This will be the orange. The green did play here, okay? So green, orange, and then you get a couple olives, and you can see I have some long-term things coming down here. 1205 above there. That's in beans. You know, these things really don't break, but they don't really kind of light up either here. It kind of tells me farmers are selling, okay, and hot money's buying. You know, they're just moving assets into commodities. As a matter of fact, some companies are now starting to call for a commodity boom, okay. Let's take a look at crude here, okay, 1250. If it's a level, okay, it's a level. Put a $1 stop. 1458 is something, though, okay? That's trend line. That's trend line here. As a matter of fact, that is a trend line. Gold for, you know, if you're looking here, these two greens here, you know, they're decent. And we hit this red here, okay? This was the red of this. See where this sequence starts, okay, and goes to the right? Right here is where it ends, okay? And where is it? Here's the red. Okay, and then there would be one down there. Well, the red was yesterday's low, and this was today's high here. Okay, but if you're looking here, if you think the bottom and you still want to buy a break, this is an area here, this 45.70, 45.61, but those are the levels here, just use your appropriate risk stops. Take a glance at the NASDAQ here. This is an intraday chart here. I just had these. We just had our earnings, okay? And I thought there's people that are big people that would sell here and then let it go for the next couple of days into the earnings, and they're going to be great and everything like that. And well, anyway, it's a buy the rumor, sell the fact. That's what in the trading parlance. And so here, this was what was this? This was today, the 8:30 bar. Okay, and look at this. Okay. So, and then here at the end of the day yesterday, okay, I don't know if that wasn't that much volume. That was just the last bar of the day. So we have an area here. This is trading right up here, 435. Look at this exact. 35 in the goats. So, that's all you got. Your buy stop goes over here because I think these are all-time highs. Ignore those horizontal blue trend lines that are dark color here. And I think we'll end this here. Let's take a peek at the S&P. Okay, these are off. Are these off highs? These are off highs. Yeah, these are all-time highs. I couldn't remember, because the Russell. Oh, as a matter of fact, yeah, the Russell. Well, I'll stop back next time. Maybe we'll request the Russell on one of the platforms. This is wheat here. Okay, see a 7. There's another 7. Okay, now we're coming down here. These were long-term lines. They're at a high here. Okay, these might be if you're looking to buy wheat. Okay, 627 is this one. You could figure, you could blow those up and look at that. So, okay, I think we'll call this a wrap. Email me, arp@nasdog.com. Thanks for watching. Always use the risk stop to stop the risk.